Hey everyone, it's Don from Crux Terminatus, and this time I've got a Forgeworld Greater Brass Scorpion, and the person I was painting it for really likes purple, so they asked for it to be painted in purple. So I went all Slaanesh and did that. So if you've never seen this kit, it's remarkable. It's so detailed with all the cables and everything that you have to sort of try and pick out. It comes in two main parts. That's the main body, and then there's a tail part you can see in the middle there, and then basically everything else is legs or claws. So I was just making this up as I was going along, but I dry brushed it with bolt gun metal just to see the different cables and the different pipes and everything that was going on, and it was more for my benefit than anything else. And this was me trying my candy apple red scheme, but in purple. And how I did that was I got some gunmetal black and sprayed around the outside of the panels. In the future I don't even bother with masking tape, just this was the first one and I was super nervous about overspraying, but it doesn't really make any difference, so I don't bother. And then when you've done that, you go across with chainmail or a lighter silver, and you pick out the middle of the panels. Now I think what I do here, the mistake wise, is I'm very definite about tracing the sort of outline of the dark, and I think that's a problem. I think if I was doing it again I would be more diffuse, and I certainly wouldn't pick out in stark lines. This is dark, this is light. I would certainly try and blend them in a wee bit. But what I decided to do is go ahead and do the rest of the panels with the brighter part in the middle, with the understanding that I'm going to put a purple on. Now I had to make the purple myself, and to break up the big panels I decided to put spots on, just to sort of give it some sort of visual interest. But at this point I've realised that it's a disaster. The spots look stupid. So there you go. I always share my mistakes with you guys, just because I think people who share their mistakes are a bit more open to being like everybody else. So I had to remix another batch of purple, and this time it's more red than blue, and it's got a very different hue to it. You can see the two different colours, one on the top and then the original one at the bottom. But I go for the sort of darker colour, the redder colour, and when it goes over the whole body, you'll see it actually looks pretty sweet. At the moment it looks kind of reddy pink, but when you go over it about 5 or 6 times it goes that sort of lovely deep sort of purple. And because there's acres of trim on this, I used a bronze Sharpie, and that's one of the feet actually, that part there. So that's one as it was painted, and then this is one with the Sharpie treatment. And as you can tell, the Sharpie treatment is every bit as good as a brush, and it takes you, a fraction of the time. It still take a long time because obviously it's got a lot of trim on this model. And this is me using my patented Crux Terminatus dry palette, because I've heard everyone talking about wet palettes, but I like a challenge, so I use a dry palette. And that's it. There's dead bodies, or there's actually living bodies interwoven in between all the pipes and cables, so I had to make them sort of like a rotting flesh colour, because I think they're actually still alive, the people that helped make it all work, which was a really interesting thing. I hadn't seen that before, so it was good fun to paint them in their various states of misery. I like the maw cannon at the front, and I love the big sort of snapping pincers at the front as well. I'm pretty sure they could chew through a tank easily, but I just think it's a really badass looking model, and I really like the stinger cannon at the top as well. I'll pick it up and show you what it looks like underneath, so just so you can see some of the bodies. There's a guy lying sort of all over the place at the back, and there's another one further up the tail as well, you can see him, but so much detail. It's a shame that the model sits down. There's that other guy, and there's a couple of heads and stuff sticking about. So thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them and share it with your friends. Thanks, cheers, bye bye.